Yeah, it says, "Hi, Nathan and Ben. I'm a junior in undergrad, and you guessed it, I'm pursuing law. I've been using Khan Academy for practice, scoring a 162 on both of the practice tests I've taken, but I just can't keep to a schedule." Okay. It's boring. After finding your podcast in the episode, The Khan Plateau, I've realized that how I have been practicing isn't helping. I won't, however, just buy your program. $95 a month is a lot, and that's the cheapest. And I feel it's too early to start crunching at that rate. I plan on taking the LSAT in spring or summer of 2021, giving me 6 to 9 months of prep time. I think I could do well with only 3 months of dedicated studying. Am I wrong? And hypothetically, if I were to join your program in the future, what should I do in the meantime? Okay, we got an asterisk after the word however. Oh, I was told that this is the best way to use however. That's correct. You put it into the sentence as opposed to at the beginning of the sentence. So I appreciate that. In any case,
And the double asterisk?
the double asterisk, besides join your program now, of course. Huh? What should I do in the meantime? Oh, like this is why you can't do asterisks. I'm like disjointed, right? I have to jump down to the bottom of your email.
I put it on the
Um,
agenda. I specifically requested this one because I just thought it was funny. Caden, I appreciate Caden's sense of
Caeden is
humor.
messing with us because we've shitted on asterisks in the past.
Don't use
That's
parentheticals, which Caden also does.
Yep.
Don't use footnotes. Like you don't need
Yep.
to put a footnote in your email. You could rewrite that and put it in the middle of the email. But I was amused at Caden's pointing out the correct use of however. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad that Ben is going to pat Caden on the back for that. That's great. And then the double asterisk of, what should I do in the meantime? Besides join your program now, of course. Just, I don't know. This is kind of silly. I have
Yeah,
some
that is funny.
thoughts.
Well, my advice is to join the program now. I don't understand why people
Right,
have this like thought, oh, I'm going to take it in 6 months. No, start preparing
right,
now. And if you get ready, if it only takes you 3 months, as Caden is suggesting, then take it in 3 months. Your score is good for 5 years at the vast majority of schools. I remember there was a time that some schools would only accept it for 3 years, but even at the 3 year time frame, that score is good for a long time. So I'm not sure. The problem you run into, Caden, is that if you plan on taking it in the spring or summer of 2021 and you really give yourself 3 months and then you discover you needed 4 or 5, well, now you're pushing your
right,
application timeline back. It doesn't make any sense. If you're
right,
studying now, study.
right. Exactly. We don't know, Caden. I mean, I would love to think that you could do well with only 3 months of dedicated studying. If you're already at 162 and you haven't even started using the demon yet, I wouldn't be surprised if we got you into the 170s in 1 month.
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. I mean, I can't
Yeah.
guarantee that, but with a month or two, or certainly 3, if you're not knocking on the door of 170, I feel like we have failed you. If you start at 162 and you don't make it to 170 in 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
what? I mean, at that point, I would question whether you were actually studying consistently because we see people that improve 20 points.
Yeah.
Um, it's self-serving of us to say this, but that doesn't mean it's wrong. We have the best LSAT prep on the market. At $95 a month, it's a screaming bargain. I also think it's a screaming bargain at the higher levels. When you start getting some of that live instruction, we see people just improving crazily fast. So I want to double down on Ben's advice. You don't need to decide in advance when you're going to take the test. Study hard in the demon for 1 month and then see where you're at. It's not like because he could always pause it, right? I mean, you don't have to
Mm-hmm.
continue your subscription. You can upgrade
Yep.
and downgrade your subscription depending on your needs for that
Yep.
window. Also,
Yeah.
by the way, it doesn't have to start on the first of the month, y'all. You can start your month on any day of the month, and the the membership will last for until that day of the next month.
Yeah.
Um, so I would just say, Caeden, give it a shot. You know, if you don't make significant improvement in that 1 month, I will personally refund your money. You know, as long as you promise that you're going to actually use it.
Yeah.
Like, don't subscribe and not do it. Subscribe and do it every single day,
Yeah.
or 6 days a week.
Yeah.
And like, if you don't make it to 170 very quickly, I will be just completely shocked. That makes no sense. And then you can sign up for the LSAT and figure out when you want to take it. But once you take it, you might need to take it multiple times, Caeden. So, you know, you got to plan for that as well. Anyway, I hope that's all
Yeah.
helpful.
Yeah. I don't know how tight your budget is, Caden, and everybody's in a different financial situation. And $95 a month could be an extraordinary
Yep.
expense in your situation. But what I can never get away from is the fact that if you're serious about law school, if you're not serious about law school, then yeah, be extraordinarily cautious about spending any money on the LSAT. But if you're serious about law school, the cost of LSAT prep, even stuff that's more expensive than ours, as long as it works, is I just don't see how it's not worth it as long as you make progress, because those points are worth thousands of dollars. And so really what you're doing is, if you try to be too tight with your budget now, you can end up spending a lot more later.
1 point, Ben, is worth
Yeah.
$10,000. I think that's pretty conservative to say that one LSAT point is worth $10,000. There's
I
a
think that's
school
fair,
right
especially if
now.
you look at over the 3-year period. Yeah.
Yeah,
Plus
no,
the
there's a school right
interest.
now that Caeden with a 162, he's like going to get waitlisted. Some school
Mm-hmm.
somewhere. Caden's going
Yeah.
to get waitlisted with that 162. If he makes it to a 172, that same school is going to give him a full tuition scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
And that's worth $50,000 a year, $60,000 a year. That's a 10-point improvement that's worth 150 grand, even if you don't factor in the time value of money, the compound interest, even if you don't
Mm-hmm.
factor in how much more money Caden's going to make in his career if he if he goes to some fantastic school and has some like amazing law career. So again, totally self-serving of us to say that, but I'm very confident that we're delivering an insane amount of value for the money.
If you're serious about law school. Yeah,
if
you got to
if you're
figure that
yeah
out.
right if this is really the right path for you, then yeah, you're not going to regret going with us. We're a lot cheaper than a lot shittier prep options, by the way.
Yep.
I mean,